Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals here with some exclusive content for ESET UK Masters. We're hyping up, ready for the Grand Finals that are just a short time away, 22nd to 25th of March 2013. And I am going to be looking at each of the finalists this week, casting some of their games to give you, the viewer, the chance to get to know them, learn a little bit more about who they are as a person, and just generally be pretty awesome. So, let me introduce our finalists. In the bottom left position, we do have the red Zerg player for Team FX Open. It is the Ukrainian Zerg, Minato. And his opponent, up in the top right, the blue Zerg. I don't recognize the name, so I don't know if it's a Smurf or something. It's a High Masters player. It is MJG Ilgamesh. Or it could be... No, I'm going to go with Ilgamesh, but I'm just going to call them Mesh because I'm not quite sure how those different capitals and stuff work and which part of the name it comes to and all that. So it's going to be Minato v Mesh, ZvZ. Now, for those of you wondering what's going on here, why are we covering all of these players, why are we looking at Minato so closely? It's because he got through the first invitational online qualifier for ESET UK Masters Season 1. In astounding fashion. He took down Damaga, Nama and Hasuobs to earn his place, and he did very well for himself. He's an up-and-comer, he's a 19-year-old from Ukraine, he's been playing with Team FXO since the 3rd of July 2012, and one of his, aside from ESET, one of his best achievements was getting to 3rd place in the ES World Championships Ukraine 2012. So, he's clearly a cool guy. Ukraine has some great StarCraft players, so good to have him coming over. He is definitely going to be someone to watch out for. A bit of a dark horse, though, I must say. Not hugely known internationally. So let us know in the comment section, in the TL thread, or on social medias, either mine or the ESET one or whatever, about what you think Minato's chances are, who you are really looking forward to seeing playing, who perhaps you think he might have some problems with. But for now, let's watch this game. We've got the two hatcheries coming down, the two spawning pools coming down a lot sooner for Mesh. He got his down before the hatch, whereas the hatch came down before the pool for Minato. That just means that slightly better economy for Minato probably coming up. We've got the Overlord Scouts coming out just as expected. Sees that hatchery there. That's going to be relieving for both players that they're not getting 6-pulled or anything like that because they haven't scouted each other other than with those Overlords. So knowing that your opponent is taking a natural base is always quite reassuring. It means that actually I'm going to be relatively safe. We're going to get into a longer game, but the gas is down for Mesh, so we could be seeing a very early Zergling speed, which could mean that no drones will be produced from this natural base, and it could just be a complete flood of units. So we'll wait to see if that does happen and if Minato can hold, should that be the case. For the moment though, Minato getting both queens out, just one queen on the way for Mesh because clearly the second hatchery is not yet completed, so cannot start. A second queen is queued up behind this though, so there will still be two queens out, just slightly later than Minato's double queens, which will be a slightly later second inject, which shouldn't be a massive problem because obviously speed is coming out sooner as well for Mesh, which allows better map dominance, potentially a bit of damage to be done. Work account wise, 23 to 20 in Minato's favour. Minato's macro is really solid, so is his decision making from all of his games that I have seen, and I'm hoping that you at home watching this do agree. Apparently a quick pause going on there, but they're both ready again, so they go. The joys of casting this from a replay is that we don't have to wait for that pause. Mesh now getting up the Baneling nest. This is going to be some bling aggression. There are quite a few drones out already though, so it's not completely all in or anything like that. Minato though is just pumping out the workers, constantly killing the unbuildable plates as well, and now getting down his first two gas. So he'll be catching up third gas, or should I say second rather, coming down now for Mesh. That is all good. So 2 gas v 2 gas, but Mesh has already got Zergling speed 3/4 done. So that's obviously an advantage for him. Meanwhile, Minato hasn't even started speed yet. The first gas just starting to trickle in, could potentially be in a bit of problem should a lot of Ling Blings come through because the Baneling nest already complete. Some Zerglings are in production for Mesh, but 6-12, ooh, this is starting to get scary. Speed is finished, and Minato currently has nothing but queens on the field. He's getting down the double evolution chamber though. That means he will be able to wall off with the queens, and as such will be able to hold out a lot of pressure, especially with 4 queens on the field already, and he is getting a 5th one, so just a lot of queens, a lot of transfuses potentially going to be able to go down as long as the energy banks up, and it should do over time, but it's not going to be there in time for these Zerglings to come in. The Banelings are probably going to morph as well. Good vision. Can Minato see this? That is the important thing. Yes, he gets a scout on those Banelings coming over, and indeed there are a lot of Banelings. 11 now in production. More Zerglings coming over the Queens, trying to build. We've got the third evolution chamber completing the wall off, just denying that. A Spine Caller coming down behind that. The Roach Warren coming up as well. Just a quick rush, 2 roaches by Minato here, making sure that he is safe from exactly this sort of push. The Queens are going to try and do a lot of damage. They're forming a triple layer of walling off, so those Banelings are going to have to detonate an awful lot. So many going down here on those evolution chambers, but now the Broodlings come out, but another Baneling detonation. The Queen's doing a good amount of damage. More Broodlings come out, but it looks like for the moment Minato holding, getting some Zerglings coming in, trying to engage. Just needs to be careful of the one Baneling remaining. A big connection would be problematic, but only gets 2 Zerglings there. Minato doing a good job holding. All the Queens have died, but he's pulling back. He's pulling the drones out, and there's a big commitment to this from the blue Zerg player Mesh. He is down to only 30 workers to the 35 of Minato, who's rebuilding this wall off now. Very smart move, and while there are 4 more Banelings morphing in, Mesh is having to seriously commit to this. So many more Zerglings coming out, but Minato getting the first few roaches now. That's when he's going to be in a great spot. The Banelings are going to have to try and punch through this Roach Warren or the Evolution Chamber, but with the roaches chipping away from behind, even though the Banelings could connect, the Zerglings want to do as much damage as possible. The Queen coming over now. More Banelings are in production. The Evolution Chamber is now finished, completing that wall off, but it is on very low health, so those Zerglings, as we can see, trying to do a nice bit of damage. The roaches and Queens getting ready position in order to hold this off as long as possible, trying to get more units out. More Banelings, more roaches, more Zerglings there in the action. As long as the Banelings are sniped off, Minato should be fine, and he seems to have held off the aggression yet again, rebuilding the wall off yet again, and this is such a cool style. He's holding this aggression absolutely brilliantly. He's getting a good mass of roaches up as well, at which point once you get a sizable force of roaches, Ling Bling is no longer effective against it. The Banelings do want to come and punch through, but with the Evolution Chamber up, Mesh is forced to GG, gives the well played as well, and indeed Minato just showing great decision making and generally just some really impressive plays. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Make sure you leave comments below what you think of Minato's play, what his chances are in the tournament. Let us know on social media and also on the various Team Liquid threads as well. I'm Madals. I'll be back much more with more ESET stuff as well as my own casting as well. So do subscribe, check back daily, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.